What up? And we're back for another episode, and we're grinding giants again in Warsliks woods. This time I was soloing. I'm actually not 24. I'm about to be in a couple kills, which is pretty sweet. We are almost picking up right where we left off from yesterday, because we got the same monk in the group. Okay, so we've got a 22 necro. I think Waddy's a monk. Yeah, 24 monk now. And then we got Shikanak, who is a 25 monk, and I'm almost 24 shaman. Once I get 24, I do get canny and regen, so that's fucking sweet. I can't wait for that. That'll beef us up quite a bit, I think. I haven't actually done anything. I just logged in 5 minutes ago maybe, and then I sold a dark blue because I was full mana, and then I met it up and I was soloing a white, and it was kind of kicking my ass actually. I mean I probably would have won, but it was going to be kind of tight. As I was fighting that though, like 50-50, I was 50%, it was 50 anyway. Shikanak sent me a tell, happened to be running right past me, invited me to the group. Shebang, here we are. So now I've got some mana going on. I'll toss some buffs. Ooh, it's a red. Maybe I'll just give it a shit slow, just a drowsy, because it only takes 20 mana, and I don't have a ton of mana right now, but I do want to buff, so I don't want to drain my mana with good slows right away. But okay, so I don't have aggro. I'm gonna get the buffs going here. I'm just gonna go hard. Group's talking about words and shit for research for the necro, I believe. I don't think they're talking to me. Okay, so who's gonna main tank here? Pretty much 25 monk is. And we got this nifty little telescope, which is awesome. It's kind of annoying, the effect, but you can't click it off. And I would click it off if I was buffing myself, but I am not buffing myself, so whatever. The only reason I would click it off buffing myself is because I'm super anal about the order of my spells, and I swear to God, most players are. It's just something because you play so goddamn long. You just want that aesthetic there. Because when it's all whack and out of order, yeah, you get used to it in a group and you get kind of out of sync with your buffs. But when you're grinding, for the most part, I think if you can control it, your self buffs are usually in the correct order. Or if you've got a duo partner, typically you guys will buff in the same order, probably on purpose. Unless I just legit have OCD and am in denial, which is totally possible. What did I hook up here? What was the last buff I gave? I gotta read it because I wasn't paying attention. So a feline aura. So I'm assuming that was the feline cat. Yeah. Feline aura. Feels like a panther. I still have a shit strength spell, which I think I get a new one next level. At this point, I don't know. I used to be harping on that I hate buffing strength and dex. Yeah, the dex buff is useless because nobody's proccing anything, so I'm just gonna leave that one. I am gonna, however, hook up some sows because I don't think anybody's got sows because there's no monk here. False. They did have sows. At least he did, and he's the only polar right now, so I'm just gonna save my mana. That is a dark blue, which is sweet. And let's get our normal spells back uploaded. I like to put them in order on my spellbook. Tainted Breath is pretty freaking old and useless now. I'm about to replace that actually at 24. So I typically drag spells I don't really use anymore just far out into the spellbook. I'm sure I'll reach page 20 eventually, but that's just kind of where I'm chucking stuff for now that I don't need. And Envenomed Breath will sit there in a moment, but for now we've got Drowsy loaded up here. And then Walking Sleep, Waking Sleep, Walking Sleep, I can't read that. Walking Sleep. And there we have it. Everybody's full man or full health because the necro's awesome and the necro heals. Oh man, I fucking love necros. They actually do get a pretty decent heal later on, but the heal is a heal over time and it is at the expense of their own health. It's called Shadow Bond, I think. I think. Anyway, it's fucking pretty good. And you can use a junk buff on yourself. So something like the telescope, for example. And then it'll put a buff on you at the top of your list. So if I didn't have a spell up here and you use a junk buff, you've got something at the top. And then you get rid of it, so you click it off, and then you've got an empty space up here. So it's called giving yourself a junk buff, or... Well, okay, two concepts here. One is giving yourself a junk buff, so you have a shitty buff that sits at the top, so that if a mob casts a spell on you, it's going to only rip off the shitty, like, see invisible buff, or whatever you put up there for your junk buff. That way, it doesn't dispel a sow, for example, so you don't want to load up sow for your first buff. Usually like to bury the good buffs deep into your list. However, I think later on in the game, it doesn't really matter because they use dispel magic or cancel magic. I don't know what the fuck spell it is, but I think it dispels it dispels buffs at random. I don't know. I actually don't know what the logic is, but it seems to just kind of take a spell from anywhere in your buff list. Anyway, up until endgame, it can be pretty beneficial to use the junk buff. Second concept I was talking about is leaving a space at the top, and this is be more specific to necros for healing. So if you use a junk buff and then give all your rest of your buffs and then click off that junk buff, you could even give yourself 2 junk buffs. So one you can click off and then 1 junk buff you have left at the top of your list. Anyway, point being, the necros heal also puts a damage over time spell on themselves. So if that happens to be at the very top of your list, then you can use cancel magic, I think is the one you'd want to use, which only dispels 1 spell from your target. So then you can target yourself, use cancel magic, and it'll just dispel your top, most likely, spell, which will be that damage over time on you. So basically what you're doing is you're free healing. You're healing the shit out of your pet or your tank or whomever, and the damage over time doesn't hurt you anymore. It hits you for like 1 or 2 ticks because you have to cancel magic and that takes a minute, but after that you're good to go. Fuck, necros are awesome. This hunger guy's really good. He's been healing this whole group. I'm just gonna friend him right now, and he's got a dope name. Hunger. Actually, both these monks are good too, and they're both active because I haven't played very much lately, and they've both been on, and they're both were like 21 when I was playing last, which is 2 days ago. I don't know. Anyway, I'm about to fucking level. Can't wait. Every 4 levels or 5 levels or something, you get new spells and it feels good. Venom Breath. That'll cost a shit ton of mana. Yeah, 100 mana. That's too much to use. So often you'll get your newest spells cost just a shit ton of mana for where you're at in your mana pool. So all of these will be most likely too expensive to use other than the regen and the canny and that one, the buffs. Oh cool, new armor class buff. Okay, I'm gonna switch up my drowsy and walking sleep. Things are dying so fast. The reason I'm switching the spell gems is because I have the 3rd gem bound on my mouse and I don't have the 4th gem bound on my mouse. So this way I can just switch between them. Just smash, and this is a good group. See, this is more the style I like, a four pack. I was gonna say foursome, but that just didn't really have the right ring to it, so we'll just go 4 pack, like a group of 4. I'm down with that. That is my preferred method is small groups if you're outdoors. If you're indoors, I'm all good with a 6-man group and fucking hammer that shit. Like, that's fun. I love dungeon crawling, especially, you know, I almost prefer, not necessarily prefer a full group, but in a dungeon, I would rather have safety over, I would rather have the safety and consistency over the just high risk, high reward, unless you're going for loot. If you're going for loot, then fucking let's shoot that risk right through the ceiling. Because if you're going for loot, especially if you're at a dungeon for the first couple times, like, you're gonna have a learning curve. You're gonna die a few times, most likely. I mean, I would at least anticipate that, and maybe have some money for reses, or maybe have a buddy in your guild, you know, just hopefully get reses. Just plan to die, though. I mean, that's part of the learning. It fucking sucks later on when you lose so much experience, but it is just kind of part of the learning curve. I think I said it in one of my earlier streams, like, if you're a rogue, you just have to just learn by doing. There's going to be mobs that see through your rogue invis, and you're not going to know which ones they are necessarily until they just fucking stick you one day, and you're like, fuck, okay, it's that bat, and so will be by the little lava fucking path that'll get you. Okay, I'm at way too much mana here because this group is smashing. Like, I'm totally not needed in this group. Let's go for a slow. Not resisted. Just throw a nuke. I'm like legit not needed in this group. Well, that's fine though, because the consistency, like, really just pull in more mobs will always be good to go. That's pretty much what that means, is I should never let myself run out of mana unless shit gets really hairy. I should pay attention to that and manage that. So the torch thing, so he's got a torch on his pet. So I used to play a necro back in the day, and the torch thing wasn't super popular back then, but definitely pet weapons were. So if you put two weapons on your pet, they get double attack. But a pet doesn't get double attack unless it has weapons on it. I believe that's how the mechanic works. It has been a long time since I've played, but that's how I believe it goes. So essentially, if you have a pet, you definitely want to give it pet weapons, always. Maybe I'm thinking of charmed mobs. Because I wasn't, I might be thinking of charmed mobs when you charm something. Anyway, point being, the torch. Ooh, level 24, fuck yeah. Anyway, point being, the torch. Apparently, if you put one torch on your pet or charmed pet, it gives them the fastest attack ratio and allows them to also double attack. And then canny. Fuck yeah. Oh, that would be canny. Let's just throw that up. Okay, throw regen up right now. We'll just put it here for now. And I fucked that up. Things take so long now. And we'll throw the new AC buff on, and the new stamina buff as well on the main tank, which is a monk. I love monks for tanks. Monks are my favorite tanks. Unless you're killing some hardcore shit.
Fizzle.
Gotta love the fizzle right away. Boof. And regen's dope for me, because I have canny now. funny. He's like, canny down, I'll heal, which is sweet. It's just that our group was already smashing so hard. I was like full mana before. Okay, so let's buff Buddy with some good stamina. And that's a green. Now that I'm leveled, it's a green.
Fizzle.
Get him with the new armor class buff. See if that sticks. It still doesn't stick. Did I give him the new one? Yeah, I did give him the new one. Okay, so I'm gonna get rid of my turtle skin because I don't need it anymore. I've got that new protect spell. So let's clean that up. Make sure I meditate. And Phantom Breath can go... Well, see, we got Canny now, which is gonna take up a slot. So I'm gonna put it like this. I'm gonna put Canny at the bottom. But regen should also take up a spot, so I'm gonna put it like this. So I do want to buff myself as well. My new armor class buff. We got 2.
Fizzle.
Okay, I might have to heal here. Load up my healing spell. Make sure I meditate. What do I need? Spirit of the Bear. Spirit of the Ox. Okay, I'm gonna canny for the first time.
Fizzle.
Fizzle, fizzle. So I can canny heal with the telescope. Oh, I just pulled aggro by healing. Get rid of that fucking telescope effect. Okay, this is a dark blue. Okay, he's just gonna, what's it called? Snare kite him. Out of mana, which is cool. I had full mana before. At least I'm doing something now. Doing something that costs mana. So because of the meditate bus, so there's such thing as the canny dance. It's super lame and cheesy, and it's funny coming from me who's all about efficiencies. But you can use cannibalize and then sit down to meditate like this. So you use canny, sit down, meditate, stand up, use canny, sit down, meditate, stand up, use canny, sit down, meditate. Super lame, super cheesy. Canny is a lot better when you have 2 of them, so you can cycle through them with the telescope. You can go to canny telescope, but I'm not necessarily complaining because it is really cool to exchange health for mana at no real other downside. You just exchange health for mana.
Interrupted.
Shit, out of range. I didn't even give myself regen yet.
Fizzle.
This shit's just going down. Okay, so the Necro is healing me right now, so I am gonna canny down a bit. Maybe this will just be motivation for me not to waste mana, so you don't have to fucking canny dance so much. Fizzle. This is kind of the point though. I would say shamans have a lame expectation in this level range, level 24 to like 30 something, until you get the next canny 2. And again, once you cycle through them, then it's totally different because you're just standing there and your health is just draining and your mana is just going up. It's a lot different than standing up, meditating, especially when you have a freaking mic in your face and can't really see your spells. I should bind my canny to a macro. Again, with the meditate button's annoying. So in the past, you can bind yourself a meditate button or a macro, so a canny macro. Sorry, so you can basically cast canny and set twice. So you press one button and do it twice, essentially, instead of this. It's cool though. It's working. Look at my fucking mana go up. And I've got regen on. I am missing Endure Magic, which I probably don't need. And I don't have my new stamina buff on. And just give us shit.
Interrupted.
Okay. Shit. So I'm gonna give the Necro stamina buff. He doesn't really need it, but give him that bovine aura. Oops. Above the root, we've got regen. Oh no. What the fuck? Root's in the wrong spot. There we go. That makes more sense to me. Okay, my style's about to fade. See, I'm super anal about the buff order. I don't know what's wrong with me. What has Everquest done to my brain? Probably a lot of things. So I don't think he needs a sow yet. He still looks like he's ripping around. Okay, that's not a fast. Not a fast timer, so I'm just gonna cast on myself as well. It is a bit of a waste because I already have it, but now I'm gonna time it better for him. So it's got an 8-minute timer set in my Gina. So once that fades, we'll see. Okay, so I should be cannying. Because I have full health, and that's the way she goes.
Fizzle.
It's like a curse. It's like I'm grateful for it, but at the same time, it's so annoying to do. That's like I'm focused on cannying more than I am the group tactics. It is actually fucking sweet though. Whoa, what's going on here?
Fizzle.
Okay, so I'm just focusing on healing. That necro's getting a little bit low for my liking. I'm gonna heal the necro again if he comes back. Oh nice, he used a damage spell. and necros get health. They steal health back from the enemy mobs. So what do we got? He's almost dead. Nice, they're probably both almost dead. Yeah, we good. No looting for me. Healers probably do have a hard time looting, actually, most of the time. Still medic. Oh. Hit him up with a sow. He hit me up with a heal, so I'm gonna canny. Got that telescope canny. So it's a red, I should slow, but then I can't med, and I need mana. Need mana. Man, actually canny is pretty sweet. It's really, really annoying to do, but like, look at my mana go up. That's fucking dope. That is nice. Toss out some heals now, and let's see what health. Yeah, the mob's almost dead, so maybe next time I'll. Oh, nice, man. This necro's awesome. He's just helping heal so much. He's healing me, and he's healing the fucking monk a lot. Necros are so good. They're one of my favorite classes. Obviously, I talk about necros probably the most. I've always wanted to play a rogue though. I've said it before, my brother played a rogue, so I didn't really ever want to play one because he played one, so I kind of vicariously saw the road of a rogue, and you know, I don't know, it looks fun though. And you can see in the last stream when we were doing giants, I pulled aggro away from the monk and he didn't re-engage. He was just kind of, you know, didn't notice. And it was so noticeable that he wasn't attacking. Like, the mob just wasn't dying. The health stopped going down. And that's a monk. Monks do pretty close damage to rogues, but then rogues, when their backstabs take over, they do so much more damage. It's just, rogues would be... I feel like it'd be a lot of fun to play. I don't know how epics are gonna go when epics get released, but last time I played was like when epics were a thing, like just kind of... just released, and then quite a few months after, and everybody started getting the hang of how to get their epics and shit. Anyway, point being, there were level 1 rogues with their epic, and it looked fun. They were just shredding mobs, shredding. And then eventually they had to put, I don't know if they had to, but they did put a level requirement on epics of like level 46 or something before you could equip it. To kind of stop level 1 rogues from just taking over the game. Because what you did have, unfortunately, not necessarily unfortunately, because it probably was fun as fuck, but what you did kind of have is some broken, I don't want to say broken dungeons, but broken team dynamics a bit, because you had level 20 groups of 2 that were just demolishing what a 6-man group would normally take out, because the rogue was just smashing so hard. So you have like a rogue and a shaman instead of a rogue monk shaman, you know. Anyway, the dungeons were getting all weird because there's so many little groups of 2. Everybody thought everybody was kill stealing and blah blah blah. I have no idea if it was these P99 devs that put in the level requirement for the epics, or if it's just the natural timeline that happened. But I know it did happen because I had stopped playing. It's kind of fucking stupid, but I had stopped playing. So my first character was a necro. I basically made a shit ton of plat farming Howling Stone South. Was able to pay for my shaman's epic before my shaman could even use the epic. I don't even remember exactly how it was, but some fucking druid, some wizard of EQ druid took me actually to some place I've never even been in the game to get True Spirit faction for the shaman epic. Anyway, he killed some mob over and over and over by turning in some gem that would spawn a mob, and then we'd kill it, or he'd kill it, and then it would get a True Spirit faction, something like that. That druid knew a lot of shit. Anyway, can't remember his name. But point being, I had my epic equipped at 44 or something, and then I stopped playing because you couldn't use the click effect until 50. It's still a dope ass with like the king of the crop weapon, but couldn't use the effect until 50 regardless. Anyway, I'd stopped playing, and then when I came back, I had unequipped it by accident, just clicking on it or something, I don't know. And I couldn't re-equip it for 2 levels because there was a minimum level requirement of 46. However, if you had already had it equipped, you were all good, apparently, because I did have it equipped. So, whoops, I unequipped it, and then I couldn't equip it for 2 levels. Kind of gay. Kind of lame. I shouldn't say that, sorry. Trying to stop bad habits. Bad habits from when I was a kid. Okay, I have full mana. What should I do here? His Sal's gotta be low. Okay, we need regen. So wasted some mana there. I could have just asked, but okay, I need regen, which means the Necro's gonna need regen, and I'm gonna put regen on the monk as well. Damn, that takes a lot of mana. Buffs fate on the cat and ox. Those are the only real important ones. I'll give him a fucking strength buff. I hate strength buffs. I'm not gonna give him a dex buff. I don't need bear here anymore because I have ox. And I have it on my front page, so it's in the wrong spot. And we use my nifty telescope. Nifty telescope. Not used to canning yet, hey? Full fucking health bar. And no mana. Wrong spell.
Interrupted.
They're talking about how fun monks are. Monks are dope. Monks are really, really cool. They are a busy class. They are kind of expected to pull and do a lot of work. But they also set the tone, set the pace for how fast the experience comes in. Monks are a lot of fun. They do a lot of damage. As far as melee classes go, I mean, monks are second best. I mean, rogues definitely obviously do the most damage, but what does the next? I think it would be a monk. I think. Warriors do pretty good damage too, to my surprise, when I first learned about the game. I've never played a warrior, so I can't really speak from personal experience, but it looks like they do a lot of damage anyway when you look at the damage chat, and then they have the possibility to crit once in a while too. Okay, finally buddy needs Sal, so I missed it by a minute. I was off by like a minute and a half, and then I can use canny with telescope. Man, this mic is like, it's a little bit better. It's like right in my way to see Ken. I want to slow because it's so good, but I think I'm just gonna keep pulling aggro if I do. Yeah, fuck. And I tried to wait a minute there too. They'll pull it back. But I don't know what it is, man. I prefer slow over heal because slow is just, it's like safety mode engaged. Like once slow is applied, I'm not going to slow dark blue. But once slow is applied, it's just, you don't really have to worry that much anymore. They're just talking about what's a better monk, human or XR. XR, hands down. I think there's like one benefit to a human, and you can wear something from Plane of Sky or something. I honestly can't remember, but the regen that an XR gets is unmatched. Also, XRs get like 5 armor class, natural armor class due to their scales or something. You know what? Instead of healing this dude, I'm gonna actually just give him a regen, because why not? Because it will heal him. And we've got 3 minutes on our regen, so I'm gonna regen myself, and then I'm gonna med for a minute. So I'll set an earlier timer for my regen. So mine's gonna go off in 8 minutes. Then I'm gonna wait maybe a minute. Like, I'm just gonna kind of med up for a second here. And then I'll cast regen on everybody else. So what that will do for me is when my regen fades, like let's say I just totally lose the thought, and I'm totally not paying attention to my timers at all, which I often don't. Let's say that happens. Then if my regen fades, I'm like, oh fuck, I have no mana to give everybody else regen. At least not everybody's is faded. I've got a full minute to med up and reapply the regen before it fades. It's like a buffer. It gives me like a minute buffer if you buff yourself first to set the timer. Okay, shit's going down. And then buff your homies with the same buff afterwards. Okay, so that's probably dark blue, and I imagine the other ones are dark blue. Yeah, we'll be fine here. I don't have to freak out, stress out. What I will do is reapply those regens.
Visual.
Just costs so much mana too. Yeah, buddy. Damn. So I'm not the hugest fan of outdoor zones. I would rather be in a dungeon, but this is fun. There's nothing wrong with this. This is fun. We picked up a new guy too a moment ago, and I was just chatting away, so I didn't see what we got. 22 Druid. Boom. Easier heals. You know, we didn't need the Druid, not gonna lie, but we didn't need me as the Shaman either, so let's bring on the Druid. He's talking, I don't actually think he knows that, but I'll take it. Full mana. Full mana. The Necro just hooked me up with some health too, basically saying canny man, but I don't need to, I'm full mana, so I'll reapply him a stamina buff. And I'll give it to myself as well. That uncanny. I almost don't have anything to do. The Necro's just so good. Because he heals. He's constantly... So just... Necros are so cool. So he's cycling his health for mana at a really, really fast rate. Not really, really fast at this level, but way faster than me at this level. And so he's able to then give his health away to other people, which is actually quite effective throughout the entire game. And then because he's losing health, he's then able to just nuke the mob to do damage, which is DPS, and his pet's helping DPS too. And that's like his main role is DPS. So he's nuking all the health back, and it's just a huge. They are like the efficiency kings. Like everything that they do maximizes efficiency. No wonder I'm all about efficiency, and no wonder I love the Necro so much. They just are so fun to play. They're just infinite fun. Like you can solo everything. You have infinite mana basically. You can really push your limits. They get the 2-minute route later on. 2-minute route. You can fucking. The City of Mist is so fun to solo in as a Necro. You can really get some shit going. You'd be fighting like 6 mobs at once, all dotted up. It's really fun. Necros are a lot of fun. The main reason I'm playing a Shaman is because my real life buddy does have a level 40-ish monk. It's a human monk. I'm sure he'll die out and want to play an XR, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Alright, Waddy, I'm gonna hook you up with the regen. He's definitely tanking this one. I think it's rooted maybe, so he's just got aggro. I'm gonna telescope and canny. Click off that stupid zoom in effect, and then I could have telescoped and healed again. So I'm healing. I'm gonna telescope and canny. This is sweet, man. Telescope. It's not necessarily the telescope that's cool, because I actually find that quite annoying. But I could totally use that helmet. So, Waddy, Hunger, and Rivenstar have passed. Go to that Shikanak Quick Fingers. Sweet. I got me a new helmet. Looks like shit. Looks super lame, but I'll take it. Okay, so I've got 1 minute on my regen. So like I was saying, they've got about 2.5 minutes on theirs. So I'll just redo mine quite early. And then maybe med up a bit. I forgot to hit that button. Fizzle. Oh, that hit me. Gobble up. I'm actually all for those goblins because they give me a faction with Cabalists, which I love because I was an XR Necro before, so I would love to be able to roll around Cabalists. So unfortunately, I don't think I have one level in my XR chat or language, or else I think that would be going up. I don't remember what the keyboard shortcut to bring up skills are. I don't think it's going to be in this. Nah. I feel like before the green server there was an EQ button somewhere that had more options, and you'd think it was like Alt O or Control O that would open the options, but nah, things are not that easy here. Okay, I have so much mana, it's like fuck. I guess nuke. Oh yeah, I was gonna redo the regens. I feel bad when I have this much mana. Like I should be contributing more. But that's why dungeons are sweet, because things are so much harder. You have to heal more, like things hit harder. The slows are necessary. These outdoor mobs are puffy. Anyway, I don't think I have a skill in the Lizardman language, so if I had one skill in it, I think it would be going up. but I don't think you really skill up from having 0 skills. So usually if you're at your trainer, what I do anyway is sort by the lowest amount of skill ups. Like you have to sort by the zeros and then give everything 1 skill. I don't really know what else you use the trainer skill ups for, because eventually shit's like way too expensive to be spending money. Like they actually charge you plat eventually once you get up there for whatever skill you're trying to learn. So I mean, I always thought it was just like if you missed something, like shamans get to train dodge at level 15. Let's say I totally forgot about it and I went to my trainer right now. Because I'm level 24, if I had trained 1 level in that, I believe it would start at level 24. I believe that's how that works. But then from then on, you know, after level X, they're going to start charging you 1 gold per level, then then 5 gold per level, then 1 plat per level, etc., etc. So at a certain point, you know, it's probably a quite low level too. Those extra trainer skills don't really do anything. I think on every single character I've had, I just have a ton of those extra skills. So maybe use them. Like if you're having a hard time leveling something, I don't know, maybe don't quote me on this, maybe I'm totally missing the point of those extra skill points, but I've always just ended up having a ton of them and leveling up all my weapon skills myself, you know, not spending the points, even the free points. So I don't know. It's funny, I have no idea what they're saying. So I'm just gonna fucking rebuff basically to just throw out some mana. And then go mouse some cereal real quick. Cause it is 7 in the morning. And we jumped right up in here. Which is cool. Got all day. Taking advantage. Okay, I don't really need to buff myself, especially with inner fire, but fuck it. Okay, where are you? And hit up that telescope. I actually don't think we have any casters here, so I'm not gonna give him Endure Magic, just so I don't set the precedence. Just so he's not like, Endure Magic is fading, and it's like, oh fuck, why did I cast it that one time? Because again, I don't think I've seen any nukes get thrown here, which means it's actually a really safe spot to grind. Because there's no casters. Casters are what make this game dangerous. Like if you get casters that do lots of nukes or lots of heals, that shit can get out of control pretty quick. Because if you have 2 or 3 casters nuking at the same time, that's like 300 damage incoming at this level. You know, later on you're fucked. So get all my normal spells back on. Make sure I hit that meditate button. I have no idea how that happened. I guess you can click a spell. Neat. So you can click a spell and then like Alt 3 and it'll load it into my 3rd tab. I'll click that, Alt 4, and it'll load that into your... So you can actually hit your hotkey to load something. I had no idea. Alt 5. Cool. I had no idea that worked like that.
Out of mana. Fizzle.
I'm trying to do a lot of shit at once. I've said it before, the art of EQ is ninja AFK. And when you need it. And then you can sit down for hours. Okay, because he's gonna need buffs now. So the other monk, I just fucking rebuffed him like fully. And he took off. Kind of funny. Which, no problem with that. It's just not have to rebuff this dude. Spirit of the cat. Shit. Wrong one. You don't need to heal.
Interrupted.
He's getting some inner fire. Just doesn't
Fizzle.
hold, which is fine. Then we'll use the AC buff. It's funny because the Necro's trying to help me out too with the canyon. I'm trying, man. Fucking telescope. So last thing I casted was the Ox on him. So he's just the cat, which is the last one. And then he's got a Sow, and he's gonna need a regen, which I don't have loaded. Ooh, too many things at once. Pretty sure my door's open in the middle of winter right now. Okay, what's in the middle of winter, but close enough. Okay, so I have regen still, which means the Necro has it still. I don't know if this monk has it, but he does now. Probably in 4 minutes when I redo regen, if I have mana, I'll get him again. So he's kind of on our same cycle. So then when I do regen next time, I will get him. Fuck, I'm like, how come I can't see? Stupid telescope. Starting to get fucked up there. I had to actually heal instead of just buff. Okay, use that. Get rid of the telescope. Man, canning is pretty sweet. Works pretty good. But that damn Necro's too good, man. He hit me up with that heal. Now I feel obliged. And I need to go AFK here quickly too. So what's that, guys? Dark blue, Adios, toss you heal, and then peace out for a second. Alright. So, back. Got all the right spells up. Do we? Frost Strike? Sure. Okay, what buffs? Missing region. And get rid of these corpses. But there's probably loot there. Now that that other monk is gone, there's probably tons of loot for everybody. He's got quick fingers, which is cool. It's all good. Damn, that regen takes a lot of mana. Oh, meditate. Cannibalize. Meditate. That's my new life. Cannibalize, meditate. Parry, thrust, parry. Nope. Cannibalize, meditate. That's what we do. Oh, I forgot to meditate that time. Okay, man. Yeah, give me that shit. Gotta get rid of all these corpses here. Okay, there's nothing on them. So I wonder if the druid's main healing. I haven't really been paying attention to what the druid's doing, because before I didn't really have to heal very much, and I would prefer to slow. I've said it 100 times. I would prefer to land the slows rather than the heals. It's just so much more effective. Stupid telescope. Can't wait to get something a little bit easier to click, like the goblin shrunken earring. I don't know what the fuck it's called, but yeah, you know what I'm talking about, the Grim Aura earring. It's way easier to click without this telescope effect. Or I'm sure there's other clickies you can use. Any instant buff. Okay, so I got my weak slow on. I don't think I'll slow the Dark Blues, even though it only costs 20 mana. But I don't think he gets hurt very much from the Dark Blues. Monks will dodge a lot. Monks are quite proficient in dodging with their high agility. They don't necessarily have high stats. Monks just have like across the board decent stats. All their gear is like 5 agility, 5 dex, 5 strength. You know, it's got like 5 to every melee stat, which is why monks are so dope. They utilize every stat so well. I'm a really big fan of monks, which is cool because I'm a shaman. The monk shaman duo is fucking phenomenally clean. It's just such a clean. There's no pet breaks, you know, like shaman has invis, monk has feign death. Like, it's just clean. You get invis versus undead pots if you need them. Okay, so I'm doing good for mana. Doing good for buffs. How well do shamans group solo? Duos and trios. So the druid's asking how well shamans can do in a group or solo. I said to him, solo can be slow going. Pretty much you just have to slow and then nuke something down per mob, like per med break, per mob. So I just get to kill one thing. Duos and trios though. So I said duos and trios. It's funny because I was actually just saying, you know, duos and trios is where the shaman really takes over, especially the monk shaman, or the monk shaman duo, or add a rogue to that for the trio, or add an enchanter with the clarity and the charmed pet, and shit just gets wild. There's a lot of control with an enchanter too. It's just really fun with the shaman. I'm hoping to get a lot of that kind of action. This is a good group too, like 4 people. I'm totally down with that. Killing some dark boots with 4 people. I have so much mana though. Like, we should be killing way harder mobs. The Necro 2 is struggling with efficiencies. He's obviously got full shit. He's trying to hook me up with health, but I don't need it. Or health, so I can canny. but I really don't need it. I keep pulling my heal off when I want to buff, which is not a good habit. You should definitely just keep your heal on. I thought I had slow on, but I don't.
Interrupted.
Okay, so some inner fire. So regen's gonna fade pretty quick. Give myself a armor class buff, and then I'll hit myself out with some new regen, and then I'll pass that out. I kind of like this conversation the group's in, just chatting about which classes get which benefits, kind of. Even though I just cleared it. My bad. It's just a habit. Okay, so we got protect up. That shit. Okay, regen myself. So regen the necro. Telescope canny. Then I'm going to I'm just gonna regen the monk. And then use canny. I kind of forgot I did have a new nuke now. I do have a new nuke now, so I could have been using that when I was full mana before. And it would have been a little bit more efficient than using this 80 damage nuke, which is still a lot of damage, but, well, a lot of damage by my standards. I mean, I don't know what these monks are hitting for. Probably a decent amount. 20s, but fast. Excuse me. Which is how he's getting hit by a whelp.
Interrupted. Resist.
Oh man, I hate when they resist. It makes it totally not worth it. Not only do I have to use it twice, but now I'm taking hits at a non-slowed rate. Oops.
Interrupted.
They just really don't like slow. That was a shitty slow too. I want to be able to find a sweet spot, like if I could slow at 80% or something, that would be ideal, but maybe not with monks. They just don't generate enough. I don't know, maybe not at this level. Maybe not at any level. Slow is just such a beast for aggro. I feel like I'm gonna pull something through the wall there. I can hear that stomping so much. Okay, so here we go. We've got a yellow. I would like to slow this one. So I'll wait till he gets a couple good hits in. So you got a good 3 hits in there. Okay, I'm moving for the slow. Damn, the necro's gotta go. Who's good? Oh, it resisted. Resisted my slow. But I don't have aggro, so that's good. I'm about to get it, but... Oh, I resisted again, man. So that's not cool. Now there's no point in slowing. I gotta say that wasn't very well done on my part. I mean, I can't control the resists, but that was not efficient. At least the Necro hooked me up with another heal.
Fizzle.
Wonder if we can replace the Necro. I called it right off the bat. He was a good Necro too. Well, there goes taking advantage of the canyons much. Necro really allowed for that, to capitalize on that. Now though, that there's no Necro, I can maybe slow and root. Or ask the Druid to root, because the root's better. We're low on DPS now. Okay, let's clear that. Who are looking for group 22 to 25? There's 22 shaman looking for group in Cabalist, but and a cleric in unrest. I've never really grouped in unrest, but it's got a tunic I want. I'll just sit tight on this one. Toss out a heal.
Fizzle.
Candy's pretty cool. I do like it. I don't like that this group kind of fell apart though. I would have liked to level for a lot longer. Or go somewhere else maybe. I mean, this is okay experience, but I mean, I've been doing this pretty consistently for an hour and got 1 yellow. So if I wanted to level here, it's, you know, it's 1, 2, 3, 4 hours at a good rate with a group of 4. So that's not great experience. There's definitely better out there. It's such a, oh shit, I'm from mana. It's such a double-edged sword sometimes, because you get in a group, sometimes you're like happy to get in a group. It's like, ah, oh, finally my experience bar is gonna move. And then when you get in a group, you're a little bit dissatisfied. It's like, damn it, it's not fast enough. There's better out there. You know, I have a comparison, but I'm gonna bite my tongue. Anyway, it's just like that. You kind of always want the best, unless you're there. Once you're it's because once you're in the juicy group and you know it's you, you're like, yeah, this feels good. Those are the ones that you end up staying up way too late for, and to continue playing and make poor decisions and order pizza and fucking plow through, etc., etc. It is the life of EQ sometimes. Okay, so we got a yellow. Here we go. I'm gonna slow this fucking dude. I'm gonna use Malaise. I'm gonna pull that out. And we're gonna put it over top. Ouch. Put it over top of my nuke, because I don't think I need to nuke him. Okay, so once that pops, we'll do this.
Resist.
Resisted that. I'll still move in for the slow. Okay, he's slowed, and I didn't pull aggro, which is perfect. Awesome. Love that it's slowed. Slow is so good. It's so good in this kind of a group too, where the fights are long because we don't have a ton of DPS. This is kind of where the experience should go up though, with just a trio like this. I like when things take a long time to kill. But I mean, a rogue obviously would be sick addition. There won't be any. Nope, not even anywhere 20 to 30. It's weird there's always a lack of rogues because they're so good. Yeah, I mean, we don't have a ton of DPS right now, just the Druid dots if he's doing any, and the monk. Okay, so let's find some additions. It's a giant fort looking for more DPS. Let's put it at that. Giant fort looking for more, and then we'll who all. Let's go 22 to 25. 26. Actually, quite a bit of players. Let's go 25. Okay, let's tighten that up. I'm 24. Who all 23 to 25. There's a lot of players on right now. Where's everybody at? So a couple people in Kunark, buddy in Guktop, dude on in Crushbone. Everybody's a little bit all over the place. I like where he's at. Dude's in Soldung A. That's a good dungeon. 2 other groups pulling now. So maybe our group should break up and we should join them kind of thing. I want a dungeon. I want to go to a dungeon. I should pick one and go to the entrance and sit there and look for a group and just wait. That sounds horrible. It sounds like an awful experience. What I could do is try to build a group. You know, find people that might want to do a dungeon. That might become more evident as we get a little bit further in the day, away from the start of the workday. Like, there might be a lot of people online right now who are about to go to work. Versus in 2 hours, everybody's committed at the moment. Those dudes ain't going to work anymore, most likely, or later. Okay, so now I'm just, I don't have root on the right button anymore.
Interrupted.
Interesting. Did I move those around? Yeah, we'll do it like that. Man, that telescope effect is quite something. I don't like it. Oh, my root spell wore off because I bet the druid was snaring before. That was probably the first time I really rooted. And it probably wore off the snare because that's the first time I've really seen anything just take off like that. Even if we get an ad, that's fine. We're ready. Fucking, oh, we got one. Yeah, that's us. Pull, pull, pull. Oh, I think I'm gonna have aggro for a while on this one. Just bitch slap him. Bitch. Big bitch, the gray face. I like this. I like the short groups, but it would be nice to get a rogue. There's obviously none, but so where the fuck is everybody at? Where should I go? I really do like Guk. I'm not annoyed that I left. I'm annoyed that I want to go back to Antonica. Oh yeah. Shit, our regen is fading. Costs so much mana to put back on. That'll be a doozy. I'll just do it. I might regret that though. Stupid telescope effect. So this, nice. I'm glad it's dark blue. This one, it's a good one to sit through. Yes, it. This game is such a beast, man. It's such a doozy. I've been playing for an hour and a half and just 20% through level 24. Like, dude, there's 60 levels and there's hell levels and it just gets nuts. I was thinking when I was AFK earlier that, wow, Canny is super effective. And it's because the last time I played, I had a super twinked out shaman. So I had lots of mana and Canny really didn't do all that much. So that's why I was saying it's like way more effective when you get the two different cannons, so you can go boom 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 with the telescope or an instant click. But actually it's pretty damn good now. I definitely can't complain. I'm not complaining. It's fucking sweet. What I don't like is that telescope click. The effect on it is annoying. Makes me not want to use it all the time. There's 10 level 24 players on right now. They're all in kind of random places too. Another dark blue, that's good. Trying to think of where I should go. I do miss the solo times. Would have been nice to roll an enchanter or something where I could just jump in and own shit. Just if the camp's open, you just rock. Like, that's all an enchanter needs. And patience. That's all every class needs though in Everquest. Every class needs patience. There's no doubt there. Oh yeah, I didn't give him regen again yet. Man, I don't like the stomping through the wall. Because it's Everquest, because the game's 1999, sometimes random shit happens. Like pulling a mob through a wall. So I don't like to sit near it. Sometimes, I don't know if it'll happen, but a mob will walk by a wall and you're all good to stand right up against the wall. But if you sit, you have a sit aggro radius that'll pull the mob through the wall. You know, just silly things like that kind of happen in EQ. I think when the game came out, they made so much so fast, and I think they did an amazing job, but I do think they had to fix a bunch of bugs, and I think that's what the P99 developers have been doing for years, is just kind of figuring out all the little patches and little bugs that they need to fix, like sit aggro through a wall and crap like that, and what ones stay, you know, etc. Which bugs to keep? Oh, I should canny. having regen is part of the canny trip. That's how the efficiency kicks in. You're not supposed to let yourself get full health ever. Not ever, but unless you're full mana. Quick AFK break. Hopefully I don't die. I don't have a viz yet until level 29, so there's that. Okay, my Sal's about to fade. Probably stick around. I'm thinking is I might camp. I might log out to survive. He can feign death, so he's good. Okay. So yeah, we'll do a quick AFK. I'll take a few minute break. So I think what I'll do, yeah, I'll stop the stream now at an hour and a half, and then there's not just this lull in the middle. Then there's 2 videos, so that whatever. I'll do 2 vids. Do an episode 0.5 because I think I'll play it again. Anyway. We'll end it here for a bit, and I have a feeling we'll probably take 5 or 10 minutes, maybe 15, and